Now on the Suze Orman Show, timeless tips for investing.
You have got to get involved with it and know what you are doing.
Plus, how do you bounce back after years of unemployment?
It just feels so overwhelming.
And she doesn't know where to start.
At 47 years of age, you cannot afford to make one more mistake.
And you ask Suze, can I afford it?
The run begins a little bit after 9 and goes until midnight. The trip will be 5 days and the cost will be $1,800 all inclusive.
Look at that! Look at that! Hi everybody, I'm Suze Orman and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. Tonight, I want to continue talking about financial forevers, especially when it comes to your money. Listen, your money has to last you the rest of your life, and that can be a really long time now that most of us are living into our 80s and 90s, believe it or not. So there's going to become a time where you are going to have to invest your money, and you are going to have to know what to do with it. So these are the financial forevers that I want you to get. You have got to understand that what happens to your money directly affects the quality of your life, not my life, not your financial advisor's life, not your insurance salesperson's life, but your life. So you have got to get involved with it and know what you are doing. So when you get to the point where you want to invest money and now you go to see a financial advisor, you have to know that your money is safe and sound in what you are investing in. Another financial forever is this: it is better to do nothing than something you do not understand. You have the ability to understand a lot, people. And you are not to just sit there and think, oh, because it's money, I don't understand what they're talking about. If you don't understand what your financial advisor wants you to do with your money, you need to just not do it. Because if he or she does something and it goes wrong, you have nobody to blame but yourself. So again, it is better to do nothing than something you do not understand. So now you go to see a financial advisor and you understand exactly what they want to do with your money, but it doesn't feel right to you. It's just they're telling you this, and in your gut, it's like, it doesn't feel right. You are to trust yourself more than you trust others. Don't sit there and think, well, they're a financial advisor, they must know. If your gut says, do not do it, you are not to do it. Just get up, walk away and say, you know, I'll think about it. But big mistakes are made when you do something and it doesn't feel right to you. That's when big mistakes are made. It is so easy to understand money. It is so easy to get involved with your money. But those financial forevers really will last a long time to make sure that your money does last forever. All right, everybody? Now, let's go make a house call.
Hi, Suze. My name is Cheryl. I've been working tirelessly in the legal profession since I was 18 years old. I'm increasingly frustrated by the fact that I'm not where I feel I should be financially at this point in my life. I really need your guidance. I started working right out of high school because I wanted my independence. I always liked having money in my hands, and I always liked to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. I was laid off in 2008 to 2010. Did manage to save a lot of money in my 401k, so what I had remaining in my 401k, I basically lived off of that for the next 2 years. When I withdrew the money from my 401k, you know, I knew up front that there was going to be a tax consequence as a result of that, but not having any liquid savings, I really didn't feel like I had any choice. I decided to claim bankruptcy because throughout the 2 years that I was unemployed, I did live off credit cards a little bit, and I just didn't manage my money well. I'm an emotional spender. I think a lot of it is to just fill a void. So I think sometimes rather than wallow in that and think about it, that I'll spend to forget. I also think what I missed out on was having what I envisioned to be my dream life, having a family, having a house. I feel resentful that, in a way, that I had given up so much of that, and I feel like now I still have nothing to show for it. My biggest frustration, I think, is just not knowing where to start. It just feels so overwhelming. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I just don't know what to do.
Cheryl, welcome to the Suze Orman Show. It seems to me, Cheryl, you have a total understanding of how you got to where you got to. Like,
yes.
You made some mistakes. Actually, let's start from the mistakes. What mistakes do you think you made? Can you list them for me?
Sure. The mistakes that I felt I made really were not really preparing for a rainy day, not having an emergency fund, and thinking that because I always liked to work and was fortunate enough to have the ability to always have good jobs, that I always thought the income, would just be continuous. I never expected, an abrupt stop in that. And I just feel I didn't plan properly.
You also made mistakes of not paying income taxes on time, not even paying them at all. You made a mistake of claiming bankruptcy, so to speak. You made a mistake of withdrawing money from a 401k. You literally did things with your life to make it worse for yourself rather than better. So why did you do that?
I think part of the reason why I did it is after losing a job and having a significant setback, I also had some personal challenges going on, if you will. I had lost a parent. And I think when that happened, I was not at all prepared for that. And I think that there was something underlying before his loss that I had never typically grieved, if you will. And I think that overall, just caught up with me, and I just started spending without thinking. I started spending for the wrong reasons. I started spending on people, places, and things that I thought I would be able to keep in my life after losing my father. So I understand, exactly, the impact, and it's brutally painful. But, I just think I did it. I think it was emotional reasons.
You've come to the Suze Orman Show, and you're sitting here, obviously having watched my show, hopefully for years now.
Yes, I have.
But what do you think I'm going to tell you to do?
I'm just hoping, whatever it is, it's just a really firm and constructive approach to how I get back on my feet, because that, I think, is my biggest frustration. I know that I have to take action immediately, and I know that in order to implement change, things have to be radically changed. And I'm really willing to do whatever it takes, and I'm just hoping that I know that I have to do something. I just don't know where to begin.
What I need to say to you right now is at 47 years of age, you cannot afford to make one more mistake. You have made enough mistakes in your financial life to last you the rest of your life. We have to do what I call financial triage, because you are in a very serious situation. Let's first just look at your monthly take-home income versus your expenses. You take home $4,333 a month. Great. But your monthly expenses are $4,678 a month. So we are bleeding $345 a month. That is why you currently have in credit card debt of about $2,500. Yes. But let's look at your total financial situation. In retirement at 47 years of age, all you have is $23,000.
Yeah.
You have only $400 in an emergency fund. You have no investments, no home, no mortgage debt because you don't have a home, but you have $63,460 of consumer debt. You are negative in terms of your net worth of about $40,000. So we have to do things, and we have to do it right here and right now to turn the situation around, because you have in 6 months a car lease that is coming up. And the only reason you were able to lease a car is your mother signed for it. It's her car lease, and she's not going to do that again. So where are you going to get the money to get a car when they take away your car after the lease is up? Oh, you think the solution is, just take money more from your 401k plan. No, you are not able to do that. You are never going to touch that. So what are we going to do? You are going to make more money and you are going to spend less. As a paralegal, you are going to go out there and you are going to either get extra hours where you currently work, or you're going to find somebody else that needs a paralegal, and you are going to work as much as you possibly can. I need you at minimum to bring in $500 a month after taxes. If you can bring in more, good. But just $500 a month after taxes, that is not a lot to ask. Next, what are you going to do? You are going to cut these expenses. You are going to cancel your cable. You're going to cancel your phone. You're going to stop eating out and save $125 a month. You're only going to do a little bit of entertainment, if anything, but you're going to cut $50 a month there. You're going to cut $200 a month from personal care, $225 a month from your clothes and shoes, $24 a month for your health club, $195 a month from your vacation club, and extra, all gone. You're going to do all of that, and that will be $897 worth of cuts. Now what we've done is we've made up for some of the deficit. Since your deficit is $345 a month, you will have $552 excess every month. You are going to take that, added to the $500 after taxes that you were bringing home from the extra work, and you're going to be able to put $1,000 every single month in a separate account that we're going to call your car account. In 6 months, you will have $6,000 in that account. Then, when your lease is up, you're going to take that $6,000 and you are going to buy a car outright for that amount of money. What that is going to do for you then is you're also going to be able to save an additional $400 a month, because that's what your car lease is costing you. So now you're going to be in a situation where you are saving $1,400 a month. That before you know it, you're going to have your 8-month emergency fund. You're going to have everything that you need. Can you and will you do every single one of those things?
I will do every single one of those things.
All right, keep in touch with us. I can't wait to see what happens, okay?
Thank you.
You got it. See you soon.
Up next, she co-signed a loan. Is she off the hook?
Just because it's charged off doesn't mean it is going to go away.
And later, you ask Susie, can I afford it?
Every girl dreams of their wedding day, and I want what I want.
Well, we have a $700 a month deficit right there. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Angela in Colorado, ask me your question.
Hi, Susie. Thanks for talking to me today.
Anytime. What do you need to know?
I was recently told by a financial planner that to save money for my son's future, I should invest in a whole life insurance policy and then overpay it to build up the cash value. I don't necessarily want to put money in a college-only investment plan in case he doesn't need it for college. So what would be the best options?
To never, ever, ever, ever again, from this day forward, talk to that financial advisor. That advisor is nothing more than a salesperson selling you insurance. Are you kidding me? Have you not heard me say on the Suze Orman Show, don't ever buy whole life, universal, or variable life insurance? Have you ever heard me say that?
I have, and that's why when they told me, I decided to ask you instead.
Did you happen to ask this so-called financial professional how much money he or she would be making in their pocket if you buy this whole life insurance policy?
I did not.
You did not. You'd be shocked to find out that commission can be anywhere from 50, 70, 90% of the first year premium. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to throw that advice out. You are never going to go back to this person again. You are going to tell all your friends to stay away from this so-called financial advisor. He's a danger, or she's a danger to society, in my opinion. And you are going to save for a college education for your child the way you should be, via a 529 college savings plan. Go to savingforcollege.com. Joseph Hurley is the nation's expert on 529 plans. And that is how you are going to save for your child's college education, but only if you can afford to save for your child's college education, if you have credit card debt, if you don't have an 8-month emergency fund, if you're not fully funding your retirement and so on and so forth, you can't afford to do it at all. But last thing you ever want to do is listen to that person again. Don't get taken, people. You don't have to get taken. Just remember what I said to you. Never, ever, ever whole life, universal, or variable life. Are you kidding me? Especially as an investment. Ugh. And overpay the cash value just so he can get more commission. All right, next. We are going to California. Marianne, let me just warn you, I am feisty tonight, so ask me your question.
I heard. Quick question.
Yes.
Reluctantly co-signed a loan for my daughter and her boyfriend. Went to go check my credit score, found out the loan was charged off. Never got a notice, never got a phone call from the company. He is now gone, and I want to get my credit healthy. And what can I do?
Yeah. How long ago was it charged off?
I believe it was charged off in 2014.
So it's only 1 year now that it was charged off. Now, here's the thing. When something is charged off, they do have the ability still to come after you for that money. Just because it's charged off doesn't mean it is going to go away. So you'll have to see how long before they contact you, or if they never contact you. It is going to take you time. It will probably take you 4, 5, or 6 years, really, to rebuild your FICO score back up into the mid-700s where it should be. So that's not what you should be worried about. What you need to be worried about is, will this company come after you for the amount of money that you owe them? And chances are they might. Let's go to Texas. Ben, ask me your question.
Hi, Susie. Since there's no real surefire way to know how much a financial advisor or a broker actually makes from your account and what fees you may pay over the years, is it advisable to switch brokers from time to time?
Well, Ben, why is it not feasible to know what a broker makes? I know exactly. Listen, I have a financial advisor in terms of where I keep all my money, and we talk about every investment that I do. Maybe I dictate what we do or not, but I know exactly what he makes. I know everything to the T. Why do you not know? All you have to do is ask. And even if you do not ask, you still would know. Either you have a registered investment advisor that's making a percent of a money, some percentage, 1%, 0.5%, 1% of the money they have under management. If you're buying a loaded mutual fund that has an A share or a B share, you know you're paying about a 4 or 5% commission, whether it's up front or on the back end. It's easy to find out how much money you pay per share if you buy stock. It's right on the receipt that you get how much commission was. So, of course, you know what you're spending. You just have to ask. Virginia, Maureen, go for it.
Hi, Susie. I listen to your show via podcast on my way to work every day, so I'm so excited to talk to you. I am newly married, and my husband and I just combined finances. We're in the early stages of our financial life, and we want to make the most of this time. So my question is, what's the best financial prescription for a couple that's just starting out? Should we be focusing our saving efforts on building our 8-month emergency fund, like you say, growing our 401ks, or paying off student loans at a faster rate?
Now, I would not be paying up. What is the interest rate, first of all, on your student loans that you're paying?
6.5%.
And are you paying that under the standard repayment method?
Yes. It's a subsidized Stafford loan, so we pay exactly what we're supposed to pay every month.
All right, so 10 years from now, that student loan will be gone. How old are you?
29.
And your husband?
27.
Great. All right, so here's the thing. These are your compounding years. These are the years when you invest in a retirement account or invest in any type of an account. As your money that you put in grows, the growth of that money starts to earn money, and now we're compounding the growth of your money's money, and it starts to just blossom years from now. So when you are young, the way that you are, the number one priority really is to at least fund your retirement accounts up to the point of the match. After the match, or if they do not match, do Roth IRAs if you qualify for it. And at the same time, hopefully start saving an 8-month emergency fund. But if I were you, my number one priority really would be saving for retirement.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
And this is something you've always wanted, right, Paul?
Oh, it's a very emotional purchase. I've wanted it for many, many years.
It's always dangerous when emotional and money mix.
And
I want to add a second bathroom onto our house.
One bathroom can be rough, right?
Yes.
What do you want to buy?
1971 Alfa Romeo.
My dream wedding.
10-day trip to Spain.
Time for Can I Afford It? This is where you call in. You tell me what it is that you want to buy. I'll ask you a few questions, and I'll put those numbers in my little head, and then I'll decide if you can afford it or not. Are you ready? Let's start. Paul, what do you want to buy?
I would like to buy a 1971 Alfa Romeo 1600 for about $25,000.
You know,
I wanted this.
I was just going to say, I remember this car. It is such a hot car. It wasn't $2,500 in $25,000 in 1971, but isn't it a good-looking car?
Oh, they're beautiful. Designed in Italy and built in Italy.
And this is something you've always wanted, right, Paul?
Oh, it's a very emotional purchase. I've wanted it for many, many years.
Oh, so emotional. It's always dangerous when emotional and money mix. But anyway, show me the money, Paul. Show me the money.
Our take-home pay is about $8,791 combined, and that includes a small pension and inherited IRA. Our expenses are $7,085 a month. For debt, we owe $225,000 against a home that we recently purchased for $340,000 and $4,300 on a car loan.
Savings. Tell me about your savings.
In savings, we have $87,000 in liquid assets, $84,000 in investments, and $992,000 in retirement accounts.
And how are you going to pay for this?
I'll use liquid assets, $87,000 minus the $25,000 should give us a cushion of about 9 months of emergency funds.
Right. But do you think, given that you're 60 and that retirement is coming here, that you have enough in investments and retirement, because remember, retirement has to be after taxes and everything like that. Do you really think you have enough in investments in retirement to be able to substitute in for your $7,000 or $8,000 a month of expenses?
I think I do because of my spouse's public employee pension plan and Social Security. Combined Social Security will be about $3,600.
So you should be right around all right. But I'm looking at this, and here's what I have to tell you. $25,000 for an Alfa Romeo and you are 60 years of age, you are approved, boyfriend. You just snuck in under the gun there. And it's only because you have certain guaranteed pensions and things like that that I'm saying okay. Otherwise, you would have been cutting it too close if you asked me. Kim, you out there, what do you want to buy?
I want to add a second bathroom onto our house. We only have one bathroom, and we want to put another one in to help us with resale and help us when we have guests.
Yeah, because it's one bathroom can be rough, right?
Yes, it can.
Rough, I know. Well, Kim, do you have kids, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Do you have kids?
Oh, no kids yet.
No kids yet, so it's just you and who are you living with?
And my husband.
And your husband,
My
the two of you there.
Mm-hmm.
So one bathroom between the two of you. That's not so bad. All right, show me the money.
Okay, our take home is $6,090 a month combined. Our expenses are $3,482 a month. For debt, we have $179,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage, $26,000 car loan, $5,000 student loan. Savings, we have $24,000 liquid and $71,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
From our savings account.
From your savings account, and then that brings us down to about $19,000, correct?
Yes.
And you really need $32,000 in there for an 8-month emergency fund. You are denied, girlfriend. You don't have enough money in retirement for a 37-year-old. You don't have enough money in your emergency fund. You are just going to have to share a bathroom for a while longer. And trust me, your guests are not going to mind. Monique, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I am a rural traveler and an avid runner, and this summer I'd like to combine my two passions by running my first half marathon. in Iceland in the Midnight Sun Run. The run begins a little bit after 9. It goes until midnight. The trip will be 5 days, and the cost will be $1,800 all inclusive.
$1,800 for you to run. You know, I always said this, and I've said this from almost day one on the Suze Orman Show here. I've yet to even run a mile. I can remember a long time ago, I said, oh, I'm going to run a mile. I can't even run a mile. I can walk for 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles. I can't run. You're going to run for 3 hours or 4 hours. I love that. Monique, show me the money.
All right, Susie, my take-home is $4,800 a month. My expenses are $3,717 a month, and that includes my rent. However, I do have $153,000 in student loans that I'm paying on now. In savings, I have $2,700 in liquid assets, $17,000 in investments, and $118,000 in my retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
I typically get about $2,000 back in my federal and state tax, income tax refunds, and so every year I set that money aside for travel. So this year I like to know if I'll be approved to go to Iceland.
Yeah, denied. Denied. Oh, really? Are you kidding me? You have $2,700 in liquid money. You should have at least $30,000 in liquid money. And you travel and you do all these things, but your little dollars there in that emergency fund, it is not going to carry you anywhere if anything happens to you. You start being a grown-up, you can run anywhere you want, but you cannot continue to travel. You do not have enough money. Look at that. Look at that. You can't even walk, let alone run your little dollar bills there. Lane, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to buy my dream wedding for $12,000. I've never been married before, and every girl dreams of their wedding day, and I want what I want. So,
do you have a fiance, or you're just dreaming of a wedding?
I do have a fiance.
And how long have you known him or her?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. Just out of curiosity, Lane, what's their FICO score? Do you know what their FICO score is?
Yes, it's 750 something.
Something like that. All right, Lane, I can get into this with you if I wanted to, but this is can I afford it? So show me the money.
Okay, my take home is $21.33 a month. My expenses are roughly $28.56 a month.
So we have a $700 a month deficit right there. Right there. I can't wait to see these next slides. Come on, girl, take me there.
Okay, I have $77,000 on my 30-year fixed mortgage, $13,000 on a 401k loan, $21,000 on a car loan, about $7,700 in debt, in credit card debt, and about $1,000 left on a line of credit. And then in savings, I have $1,500 liquid and $152,000 in retirement.
Girlfriend, how are you going to pay for this?
Well, I plan to take a 401k loan.
Denied. You are dreaming. Look at your financial situation. I am very serious here. Maybe your fiance needs to think twice about this because he seems to have a great FICO score. I should have asked you, what is your FICO score? Look at what you don't have. You do not have any money. You have credit card debt. You have loans from a 401k. You're going to take another loan from a 401k. You don't even have enough money in a retirement account as it is, given that you are 44 years of age. You are heading towards a financial nightmare. If you're going to get married, just go down to the Justice and Peace, and I hope you can afford the gasoline to get there. Jimmy, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I'd like to take my family on a 10-day trip to Spain. The cost is about $15,000, and we hosted an exchange student from Spain last year, and we've since been invited by his family to visit them.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. You know, this summer coming up, I'm going to be walking in Spain, that El Camino Trail. I'm so excited to do that. And we land in Madrid, and so maybe we'll see each other there. If you can afford it, Jimmy, show me the money.
Okay, our take home is $8,583 a month combined. Our expenses are $7,584. For debt, we have $246,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage and $2,600 left on a car loan. And in savings, we have $117,000 in liquid, $101,000 in investments, $801,000 in retirement, and $77,000 in 529 college plans.
And how are you going to pay for this?
We're going to use funds from our liquid savings.
You most certainly are, because you are approved, boyfriend.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Yeah,
thank you. So do me a favor. Look for me over there, okay? Look for me.
I will.
All right. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you will find the information you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And guess what? If we choose you, come on, RoboMan. My verdict for you on this T-shirt will be sent right to you.
Up next, which mortgage is best?
I always like fixed rate mortgages unless...
And later, Peter asks Susie, how am I doing?
You watch me all the time. What grade do you think I'm going to give you?
Maybe an A-, maybe a B+, maybe a little bit better than what I'm giving myself. Maybe I'm being a little hard on myself. I don't know.
Oh, great. Let's see what happens here. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the control room at CNBC headquarters. Want to be part of the Suze Orman Show? Take a look at your screen. You can send us an email. You can join me on Facebook. Or if you send in a tweet and put hashtag Ask Susie, it comes to us right here. And if we choose your tweet, it will be on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. We have at VMed26, when don't you need an 8-month emergency fund anymore? Very simply, you always will need at least an 8-month emergency fund. I don't care what the situation. Things can happen, my friend. So if you don't have at least 8 months, that means you don't have any money. All of a sudden, the car breaks down. Something happens. What are you going to do? You always need one. Do you hear me? We have one more for you. Let's see what we got. We have at DDB 916. I want to buy a home and upgrade to something bigger in 6 to 7 years. What type of mortgage loan is best for this sitch? Well, it depends what the sitch is at the time you want to buy your home. This is the thing. I always like fixed rate mortgages unless interest rates are just so high, they have skyrocketed out of control. Then you might do a variable rate mortgage or an adjustable rate mortgage. But for me, fixed rate mortgages I love, and if you can do 15-year fixed versus 30, now you're really cooking. What kind of sitch? I like that terminology. All right, let's go to the webcam. We are going to New Jersey. Elizabeth, what do you need to know?
Hi, Susie. I know that you don't recommend that people lease cars, but my husband wants to change his car every 5 years. In that case, is it okay to lease a car instead of buying it?
Elizabeth, have you ever tried to lease a car? When you lease a car, normally the term of the lease is 36 months or 3 years. I personally have never seen one for 5 years or 60 months. When you're going to own a car for at least 5 years, why can't you own it for at least 10? Because it's the time from the 5th year on that you start to get the most, financially speaking, from your car. So you are to either purchase, or if you are going to lease, don't lease for more than 3 years. But really, can't you just convince your husband to keep a car for at least 5 to 10 years or longer? That's what I would tell you. And in fact, that's exactly what I did. All right, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next.
Peter asks Susie,
how are we doing? Our goal is to retire at 62 and maintain the same lifestyle as we have now.
Are you ready? All right, I think you're going to be
ready.
You're ready for this. You think I'm going to give you an A or a B?
And later, test your money smarts in Susie's Pop Money Quiz.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. My wife and I are 44 with no kids. We work hard to enjoy our luxuries, which include a boat, nice vacations, several sports. However, our concern is that with all our activities, are we saving enough so we don't come up short into retirement? We don't want to have any financial regrets. Our goal is to retire at 62 and maintain the same lifestyle as we have now. Susie, how are we doing?
Peter, in all the years I've been doing this, I don't think I've ever seen a couple have as much fun or go to as many things or do as many things as you and Mary Jo do. Whoa, boyfriend.
Hi, Susie. How are you? It's a pleasure to be speaking with you. And yeah, we are definitely not the sit in the rocking chair couple, that's for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. So if you were to give yourself a grade, you're now both 44, you want to retire in 18 years from now, doing everything exactly like you're doing, keeping your lifestyle exactly the way that it is right now, what grade would you give yourself?
Well, you know, Susie, we watch you regularly, so I do have some notion as to what advice you might give us here, but I think I'm going to give myself a solid B.
One sec. Amy wants to know, my executive producer wants to know what you think I'm going to give you. If you watch me all the time, what grade do you think I'm going to give you?
Gee whiz, you know, I'm hoping for some Susie stamp of approval here. So maybe an A-, maybe a B+, maybe a little bit better than what I'm giving myself. Maybe I'm being a little hard on myself. I don't know.
Oh, great. Let's see what happens here. I'm so excited to see if you're right or wrong. All right. Let's show everybody your finances. All right. So Peter and Mary Jo are both 44 years of age. In retirement, they currently have about $668,000. They have $78,000 approximately in an emergency fund. Their home is worth $425,000, but they do have mortgage debt on it of $250,000, consumer debt of $10,000. So when you put it all together, we have a total net worth of $912,164. Your monthly take-home is $11,874 per month. Your monthly expenses, however, are $9,702 per month. And even though we do have an excess of $2,172, you do save and invest most of that for your future. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, I think you're going to be
ready.
You're ready for this. You think I'm going to give you an A or a B. I think you're going to be pleased when you hear me say I gave you an F.
Whoa.
Whoa, an F.
Whoa.
Whoa, that came out of left field. You were not expecting that on any level.
Not at all.
But let me tell you why, my dear Peter. You said you want to continue to live the lifestyle that you are living right now. And the truth of the matter is you are spending $10,000 a month, and even though your home will be paid for by the time you turn 62, I have got to add back in health insurance, long-term care insurance, all of these things, and bring you right back up to what? To $10,000 a month. Remember, this is a long time from now, so you're looking at least $10,000 a month to live the lifestyle that you are currently living. If you look at all the money that you're saving and just assume a conservative growth rate of 4%, because we've got to be conservative for you, your after-tax income will be $7,300 and essentially $20 after taxes, which puts me at about $2,700 a month short. Do you see? Of what you need to meet your goal, which is why you got an F, because $2,700 a month is a lot of money, my dear Peter. But don't worry, here is your way to an A. Your way to an A is, I simply want you to work till you are 67, not a big deal. You need to get yourself a living revocable trust and look into getting long-term care insurance, because you are going to need that. You're going to invest the money from your mortgage and everything once your mortgage is paid off for it to grow for you. That will give you 8 years of $1,727 a month. At 67, you also will be getting Social Security. You and Mary Jo are both going to claim Social Security, but Mary Jo is going to suspend her Social Security and take half of yours. When Mary Jo turns 70, she's going to stop taking half of yours, and she will take her full Social Security at that time. If you do that, at 67, your after-tax income is going to be $13,262 a month, far more than the $10,000 that you need. And at 70, your after-tax income will be $14,900 a month. Now we're really cooking with gas for you to fuel up that boat of yours, for you to do all the things that you want to do. You are then going to be able to do it, and you still have lots of years of a living to do.
Up next, one more thing Suze wants you to know.
So maybe you should start thinking about what are the things you want to cut out and how do you scale down so you really can afford to retire. Time to test your money smarts in a Suze Pop Money Quiz. Which of the following is the best strategy for bill paying in a family? A, the person with the highest income should be in charge of paying bills. B, the person with the greatest understanding of finances should be in charge of paying the bills. C, paying bills together, it should be a family affair. Or D, take turns paying the bills on a rotating basis. The answer after the break. Before the break, I asked, which of the following is the best strategy for bill paying in a family? The answer is C, paying bills together. It should be a family affair. That's almost a wrap for the Suze Orman Show, but before we go, there is still one more thing I want you to know. Earlier tonight on the How Am I Doing segment, Peter was on and wanted to know, could he afford to retire when he was 62 at $10,000 a month? And he thought I was going to give him an A. And I gave him an F. And I gave him an F because he could not afford to continue to live the lifestyle that he is living today 18 years from now, which is what he wanted to do. So this is what I want you to know. So many of you forget that you're going to have to take taxes off of the money that you get for Social Security, the money that comes from your 401k plan, your individual retirement account. And taxes play a big part into what you really are going to have to spend in retirement on your expenses. That is why I think it is so important that today you start funding a Roth 401k, a Roth IRA. Start funding money in such a place so that later on in life we don't have to care about what the income taxes are, because what you see is what you get. So give up the tax write-off today so that your money later on can all be there for you to be able to retire. Also, just remember, for you to continue to live the lifestyle you're living today, it's going to take a lot of money. So maybe you should start thinking about what are the things you want to cut out and how do you scale down so you really can afford to retire. You can do this, people, but you got to be smart with your money right here and right now. Now you know. But until next week, there's really only one thing that I want you to remember when it comes to your money, and it is this: people first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe.